We meet Leo, who was a hero in the past. He was the most powerful man in the world and managed to defeat the army of the Demon Queen. But when he returned to his village, everyone was afraid of him. They thought he was someone dangerous and could become a threat to the village. So with all those complaints, the king made the decision to banish him. As he never made friends in the process, he had nowhere to go. Rejected by the world, he decided to travel to the Demon Queen's castle to propose them to join his team. And ironically, he defeated them in a war, and now he wants to rebuild his army. He tells his queen, Echidna, to forget all about his past. His army needs urgent help, and he wants to join their ranks. Leo is confident that they will accept him, but she tells him that she wants nothing to do with him and rejects his offer. Leo is not going to give up, so he better contact his 4 great generals. They are Edward, the Dragon General, Myrnes, the Assassin General, Lily, the Beast General, who after defeating her fell in love with him, because it is a tradition of her tribe. And finally, Shutina, a very powerful succubus who dominates all kinds of spells. So Leo defeated her by nullifying her magic. She humiliated them all. But after the disaster he caused, he heard that his army was recruiting new members, so he prepared a speech to convince them. He crossed the whole kingdom, and that is the reason why he wants to work here. After listening to him, they agreed to recruit him on a trial basis for a month, only that he must hide his identity from the queen. Leo accepts their conditions and hopes to do a good job, and wants to talk to the queen someday to ask her why the situation did not allow them to eliminate their enemies. What was her reason? And most importantly, why is she still in this world after having clearly defeated her? The next day, he gets up very early, wakes up Shutina, and finds out he has a heavy workload. He never has any free time. When she destroyed part of her army, she was the only one who knows how to do tasks. So she spends all day working, and she was always busy. Then Leo supports her by analyzing one of her tasks of replacing mana reactors, and hides his identity with this suit. Minutes later, he comes back saying that he already solved it. She gets upset because it seems that he is just being lazy, but in reality, he was waiting for this scam. He disguises himself under the name of Lord Onyx, and gave her a special talisman to replace the reactors without the need of her presence. That will save a lot of work. Besides, with this eye, he detected the tasks that he could delegate to other people. Shutina thanks him for his help and apologizes for having misjudged him. Leo only asks her for a kiss as a reward. She gets nervous and destroys the place. An hour later, she is given a new mission where she must escort Lily to an allied village, as Lily is very ill. Leo goes to watch her. Arriving, he realizes that everything is chaos. She takes everything as a game and does not know how to delegate tasks. So to learn to work as a team, he tests her by faking a snake bite. So Lily was going to look for some medicinal herbs in the form of a beast. Leo designed a lot of tests on her way to force her to work as a team. The bad thing is that none of them work. Lily overcomes all by herself, and the next day she gives him her herbs. The good thing is that now she shows him her new plan where she observes that it is more work. She didn't think it herself. A colleague told her. Here, she realizes that it was much better to tell him directly and congratulates him for his great advance. Later, Shutina calls him to tell him that the queen needs to see him now because he has drawn much attention under his Onyx identity. Only that when they meet, it seems that she still doesn't suspect him. Actually, she invites him to have lunch together, where Echidna drinks a lot. She manages to take his helmet off, but he changed his look, and as she is drunk, she doesn't recognize him. In the end, they stay until the evening. She thanks him for helping her companions. That's why she organized this party to celebrate him. She welcomes anyone who supports her cause and is very happy to have him by her side. Then he asks her opinion about the hero, Leo, and here he gets very upset. He is the only person that he would never want in his army. If it were not for him, they would have already obtained the Philosopher's Stone. This is a very ancient treasure that he wanted to get to restore his demonic world. There only reigns chaos, and with that stone, he hoped to bring them back to life. For this reason, he was forced to fight against humanity, but he does not want to end any life, because people have families and simply cannot be so evil. Leo does not hold a grudge because she understands that her duty is to protect them from threats. Here, she realizes that she is not as bad as she seemed. She is a queen who cares about her people, but was dragged to do evil acts. Echidna asks her why she joined their army. Leo cannot lie to her, so when he is going to tell her the truth, they are interrupted. A letter arrived from Mernes saying that he is going on a trip and not to come and look for him. So Leo goes to look for him and tells him, "Hey, what's wrong with you?" Turns out he's not very good at talking to people, and soon he has to do some interviews for new applicants. So Leo helps her by taking him to a restaurant disguised as a waitress so he can interact with more people. Although, if he wonders why he wears that outfit, he tries to practice his skills with some werewolves, but they just make fun of him, so he taught them a valuable lesson. Leo congratulates him because at least this was a breakthrough, and then does a practice interview. He can ask him anything. Mernes changes his face. He thinks that really his plan is not to destroy humanity. He is so powerful that he could do it alone, so he wants to know why he joined them. Leo tries to avoid his question, but Mernes keeps insisting. His people betrayed him. If it was him, he would want to destroy them all. It happens that Mernes suffered a lot since he was little because he was a half-demon. He became a murderer and wished the destruction of humanity. He considered eliminating Echidna when he knew she was not so evil, but he changed his mind when Leo defeated him in battle and gave him advice to see life in a better way. So he wants to know why he has no hatred towards the humans who abandoned him. At that moment, Leo reveals his true story to us. It turns out that more than 1,000 years ago, a hole opened in the middle of Tokyo where the demons attacked the human world. Humanity could not defeat them, so they created 12 biological weapons based on their own powers known as demon hearts. He's a weapon that was born with the mission to be the hero to protect the world, and was designed to be durable, so he is the only survivor of his species. All his life he protected humans. He never asked himself if it is the right thing to do, as he is almost immortal. He was tired of continuing to fight. When he was betrayed, he felt a small relief. He was given the opportunity to give up being the hero, and finally he could enjoy what he wanted. That's why he joined their army. He discovers that they are good people, so he is happy to work for them. Mernes doesn't understand anything, too much information to process, and ends up saying goodbye. The next day, Yuri asks for his help because his father Edward has lost the confidence to lead his army well after he lost against him. Meanwhile, Mernes is snitching and tells the others that Leo is a weapon created to destroy the demons. If so, he doesn't understand why he helps them. Lily affirms that it is because he is a good person, but they think there is another motive behind, and for the moment, they trust his word. Returning Echidna lets Onyx solve Edward's problem, but when he finishes, he must discuss about something important. Then he uses this machine to confront him. In the middle of combat, he suffers a security defect. He is forced to help him with his daughter devising a plan, and they manage to defeat him. At the end, Leo shows him the mistakes he made and apologizes to his soldiers for being a bad boss. Remember the meeting of Echidna? Well, that's because he wants to promote him to 5th General, so Leo will take this opportunity to reveal his identity to him. While waiting, he reads his favorite book about a certain author named Ebrat. This was a demon who met him many years ago. He came to this world after King Beliad opened a demonic portal and has a trap to get rid of the weakest. He had no intention of attacking humans, so he tried to return to his world, but the portal was already closed. He thought Leo would end his life, but he forgives her for giving him such valuable information. That surprised him because he was very different from the rest of the humans and asked him his name. Leo was excited because he was the first demon that asked him for it. He told him that he was one of the 12 biological weapons created to eradicate demons and protect humanity. That was his only purpose. Only that Ebrat found it something very sad, because if he thought about it, once the war is over, he will have no purpose in life. When everything is peace, he will only find suffering and a deep emptiness because he will feel that humanity no longer needs him. On top of that, as he is immortal, he will live in a loop, constantly saving the world, so he will never rest in peace. Before leaving, he promised him to find a way to live peacefully, and that he will find a way to enjoy his life. Leo remembered his words very well. That's why he enjoys being here, and when he goes to reveal his true identity, they receive bad news. It turns out that the portal that communicates them with the demonic world was closing. They managed to leave it open for another week, but when it closes, they will not be able to return to their world for who knows how many centuries. As they cannot defeat the hero who protects the stone, Echidna chooses the more realistic option of disbanding her army and returning to her world. In the end, they will not be able to get the Philosopher's Stone she was looking for so much. At that moment, Leo takes off his disguise, revealing to her that the stone does not fulfill desires. It is more of a modern engine that produces unlimited energy. It will not be necessary to attack the humans again because there are 2 stones, and he will lead them to the other one. Echidna watches him without the disguise. Echidna regrets having deceived her. He tells her that his real purpose was to join them to know if they were worthy of obtaining the Philosopher's Stone. And as she saw that he has noble purposes, he's going to help them in their search. Echidna could not believe it. She gets very upset and attacks him in the castle. She was very angry, but after talking with her 4 generals, she understands that he helped them to improve. So they forgot their differences and head to the mountains where there is a powerful guardian building the stone. On the way, he explains that this stone does not grant miracles. He must make the passes with humanity and find the manual to use it. And that surprises her. She never thought they could make peace with humans without harming someone. She is the queen of the demons, the most powerful ruler of her world, and she will do anything to find peace between the 2. They continue talking, and between their words, she discovers that Leo is more than 3,000 years old. He protected humanity from Red Velius, since he was designed with hyperactive enhancements. That means that he copies the abilities of his opponents to develop infinitely. He lived for centuries, which means that each time he became stronger, and they embedded a purpose in his core that he cannot disobey, about always protecting humanity. Because of this, he knows that he could go mad and become a dangerous machine that would provoke one war after another, only to be able to save the world in an endless cycle. Before something like that happens, Leo reveals the truth. There is no guardian. The Philosopher's Stone is in his heart, and the only way to get it is to defeat it here in battle. He starts by provoking it with his attacks. His friends only defend themselves. Nobody wants to attack him because he considers him a friend. Leo is fed up with saving the world. Being immortal, he can never die in peace, so he will destroy everything so that there is nothing left to protect. Lily tries to make him see reason. He's not a bad person. He knows he would never hurt his friends. But in that moment, Lily is pierced by Leo. With this, they know he means business. One by one, each of the generals falls in battle. He is too powerful because of his infinite best ability. Not even Echidna can stop him, so they use the secret technique of his father designed to defeat him. Shutina gains enough time distracting him, and Echidna casts her ultimate spell on him. Leo can dodge it, but for some reason he stands still and says thank you. Before receiving the impact, he remembers all his past life. In the beginning, humanity needed him to end the wars and bring peace to the world. He was happy at that time, but over the years he began to hate that same peace he had generated because he had no other purpose, and he wanted the world to be in complete danger at every turn. He became so mad that he wanted to create new beings that would destroy humanity so that he himself could protect them. He had become the greatest threat on Earth. He could not continue being a hero. After discovering that Echidna was someone noble, Leo decided that she would be his new successor, revealing to us all the events that happened were actually her plan to finally leave the hero. She sees his eyes and feels very bad for all the suffering he had to go through and accepts her decision to end his life, saying goodbye and leaving everything in the hands of the rest. Leo is seriously damaged. However, his friends were very sad. They don't want to end his life. Echidna knows how important is that stone to restore their world, but Leo has helped them a lot, so he changes his mind and decides to join his army. He can't accept it, he just wants to die. Shutina asks him why he does it. He tells him that it is because of his embedded order to protect humanity. He does not let him live in peace. As he has evolved enough, he suggests him to deactivate it. Leo closes his eyes, doubtful. He tries to stop it and manages to deactivate it. He cannot believe it. At last he is free. He closes the stone inside him and agrees to join his army. Leo reveals to Kidna that he is not sorry he missed the opportunity to rest in peace, because he is happy to be able to help them again, ending the story of the hero who abandoned his heroism to join the demons. Moral of the story: don't be bad, be good. See you in the next summary.